55 Chavrusa this morning. And,
Okay, wait. Wait.
action?
Rolling.
Rolling? Okay, so I was learning my Chavrusa this morning, my after Shachris Chavrusa, 8:45 minion, and we learned the sefer called Imreis Chaim, I think it's called. It was written by it's a likud by a Svardische Chacham named Rav Menachem Menashe, who, as of late, they're writing biographies about him. He was nifter in 1968, and and they write about him. And I've seen the sefer. I looked at the sefer. I always enjoyed it. It's like very nice, simple, and he had a whole chevra of people who's carved all this. He said sure for Svadish Olam Yushalayim, and it was well known back in the day that the Mekubalim, the Tzaddikim Yushalayim, held him to be the Rosh of the Lamed Vav Tzaddikim. Okay, whenever they had an event and all the Tzaddikim came together, they always put him right up at the front, despite the fact he looked like a very pashut person. He had a pashut type of job. Maybe he was like a tinsmith or a coppersmith. I don't know exactly what it was. I think he was some sort of tradesman. But he would be Mazaris, everyone to get together at night to learn. He'd learn halach with them, learn Musar with them, learn Gemara with them. And he would tell them a lot of stories, and he really made a whole movement of people to just like find Yiddishkeit as their source of chiyus versus the beckoning of the outside world. Anyway, so I was learning this the Imreis Chaim Parshas Vayechi, and he brings out a nice story, cute story. It seems to be vaguely familiar, the story, but then he doesn't really give what the nimshal is. But the best thing about a good story is finding the nimshal. That's what I like the most. I like finding my nimshal. What resonates in this story to me. So here's the story. There was a guy. He's a wealthy person, and he had 2 children, a son and a daughter. And one day, as he got a little bit older, his wife passed away, and soon after that, he lost all his money. He lost all his money. All of a sudden, his kids didn't want to have anything to do with him. His kids had been married. They were both wealthy in their own right. They were married wealthy people, and they didn't want to have anything to do with him because he didn't have money, and they didn't want to becoming dependent on them. As a person's older, starts getting dependent on his children. That could be a commitment, a long-term commitment. They want to avoid this. Anyway, he goes to the Rishner. He goes to the Rishner for a bracha. He tells her that he's like in such a sorry state, his kids don't want to have to do with him, he lost money. The Rishner said, I'll give you a bracha. You should be matzliach in business, but first things first, you have to get married. To get remarried. So he originally gives him $25,000 from startup capital. He goes back to his town, he starts making contacts. Within business contacts, shadchanim contacts, and sure enough, he gets the business off the ground. He finds a lady who was not exactly wasn't like a rich lady, but a nice, passionate lady. She wasn't not super miyuchas, but nice, solid. He gets married. He starts his business off, and he starts being matzliach. He starts making money. His kids hear that his business being matzliach, he's making money. They start visiting. They start telling him, Dad, what do you need? This lady, this leech, this new wife of yours, she's not our stock. She doesn't come from money. She's not from a chashuv mishpacha. You should really just get rid of her. She's a liability. She's not an asset. And the daughter comes to visit. Same story. They're trying to come live with us. We'll take care of you. Now that he has money, they want to have to do with him, and they're afraid that this wife is going to walk off with the money. So they're trying to preserve. They're also trying to preserve the relationship. And he's like really miserable. Like he doesn't know what to do. It's just like It's like, he's darned if he darned if he does, darned if he doesn't. He doesn't have money. His kids don't want to have anything to do with him. He has money. The kids just want to make life miserable for him now. To undo what he has. One day he's going off to Leipzig to the big shuk, and he decided he's going in big time. It's time to make the big move from being a medium-sized player. He's gonna make some big, huge investments. He takes all his money with him, 1 million rubles, and he invested all. Sure enough, he does very well, and he's coming back with 1.5 million rubles or 2 million rubles. He's already getting to be pretty big time. On the way back from Leipzig to his town, he stops off in Rishon by the Rishner. And he tells him about his dilemma. He got married. He's the bracha of the Rishon worked out. He's married now. He has parnosa, but he has such agmas nefesh. His kids are just every day they come in and drink him a cup. The Rishon says, "I'll tell you what to do." He says, "Lamana shalom, allowed to lie, right?" He says, everything. These are 3 things. You're mishanim. Right? So here's my advice to you. I want you to write 3 letters, one to your wife, one to your son, one to your daughter, and tell them that unfortunately your business dealings in Leipzig went sour, you lost all your money. And tell them that things are so bad, you're here by the Rishner, you can't afford to stay anyplace else, and you don't have no money to travel, so you're by the Rishner's base medicine, you're living off the Rebbe's table, and can they please send you money, just travel money, so at least you can get back home, because you don't even have enough money to get back home. So he sends the letter back from his son. And the letter from his son says, "Oh, sorry, Dad, I'd love to help you, but I'm overextended at the moment. I don't really have money to lay out for your travel expenses." He said, "Besides, you're going to come back here. What do you have over here? Just a machshef of a wife, and you're not going to have panos. I advise you just stay by the Rishon over there, and I'll take care of you." The daughter is similar idea. "I would love to help you, Dad. I just made shit up with my daughter, and we have a large amounts of money. We can't help you, and maybe just stay by the Rishon." His wife's letter comes back and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your predicament. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of it immediately. I don't have much money over here, but I'm going to sell my jewelry, and within a few days I'll send it to you. The child money, and don't worry, don't feel bad. It's everything based Hashem. He says, it's okay. We'll be happy together. We'll live in Mesiras Nefesh. Don't worry." She writes in the letter that this is mamash bracha, because really I wanted you to learn anyway, not be icing in business. I'll go out if I have to sell bakery, go to the market in the shuk, and to support you. You can sit and spend your older years sitting and learning. And don't worry, I can't wait to see you. And sure enough, a few days later, she sends him a thing of money. She's apologetic. "I'm sorry, it's only 25 rubles. That's all I can come up with for now. But don't worry, we just come back as soon as you could. I can't wait to see you."
Wow.
So he gets home, and she tells the Rishner, "This is what I got back." The Rishner says, "Okay, you know what the score is. You're a smart guy. You figure out what to do now. You figure out how to proceed." So he gets back to his town. He checks into a hotel downtown. He puts all his money there, and he changed into real beggar type clothing. And he comes home, and his wife greets him. He's still playing the story. His wife greets him. "Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Okay, don't feel bad. It's from Hashem. Everything's from Hashem. Everything's for the good. We can live simply. I don't need much. I'll take care of you. You guys just go to base medicine and learn." She's so excited to see him. The son and daughter here. He's back. They don't even come and visit. So he a couple of days later, he orders all stuff for the hotel, all his money, starts and reestablishes his business. All of a sudden, he goes into contract for a huge building because he has to double his warehouse space, an office space, and the word gets out, his kids here that he's very much there. Obviously, he's buying a huge building, right. And also they're coming to visit again, and they want to be his friend. They start just bad mouthing the wife. So he calls him in one day. He says, "Okay, let's just have a conversation." He pulls out all the letters. "Here's your letter, here's your letter, and here's my wife's letter." You know what I'm saying? So you see who I can count on, who I can't count on. That sort of set things the way the Be'emes were, and he lived happily ever after with his loving wife.
Not his children.
And his children, I guess, eventually came around. They got the Musar, and they found the proper respect and the proper interaction that was appropriate. That's the story he says. Why he says the story, I'm not sure. I think it brings down because by Yaakov lives in Eretz Mitzrayim for Shvaras Veishana, and these Taif Shanim, Chazal tell us these were years of menucha. That his son was Melech, and Klal Yisrael was all together, and there was Shalom, and he had Parnasa, and he was able to live with this sense of completion, and he was able to reach huge madrigas of ruchnius, being in such a good matzav. So he brings out the story. Here's a person who went through so much difficulty. Finally, at the end, he managed to get everything. That seems to be why he brought it down. But I was thinking, the nimshal to me of the story was, always whenever you have good and bad, you have people behaving good in the story, people behaving bad, people behaving with the serious message, people behaving with just being very selfish. So you automatically translate that to our real best friends and our real enemies, right? And that's the Yetzer Hara, the Yetzer Tov, right? The Yetzer Hara is always telling us when we're feeling good and confident. He tells us, "Oh, great! I want to be your friend. Come, let's go. Let me take care of you. I'm going to take care of." Really, what does he want? He just wants to leech off of you, right? The Yetzer Hara is tumah. Tumah Chias is only when it can leech off kedusha. So it comes over to you who's alive and well, who's doing well, says, "Let me be your friend." Right? Let's just hang out. And really he's looking to be machsh you and have various things. He'll leech off you. And then when you're down and out because he leached off you and you feel like you can barely breathe, he's like, "Okay, see you around. Good luck. Hope you survive." You manage to pull it together again. You know what I'm saying? You get up and you learn and you daven, you do tshuva, and all of a sudden you feel like a mensch again. All of a sudden the Yetzer Hara comes back and says, "Oh, my old friend, I'm back. Oh, your loving wife, the Torah that's been giving you so much chias. Nah, it's no good. It's a machshefa. They're just using you. You belong with me." This is the message that the Yetzer Hara gives. That was like the way I translated into that idea. The selfish, the koiches around the world, which is the selfish midas of the world, are they can present themselves as we're here to help. And not only that, they can present everything that's really there to help us as if it's a negative. Anyway, I guess that was his story. So anyone else has another nimshal on it, I'd be happy to hear. I had another nimshal on it also, but that was like the first uptight. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this. This is a good morning.